What is going on, everyone? It is your boy, Artie, Executive Director of Film Issa Art. Today we are taking a look at Caleb Williams, quarterback from the University of Southern California. This is his official film session, his official All-22 breakdown. We did one over the summer for him. It was very, very successful, very, very well received. Let's take a look at the 2023 tape and see if anything has changed. But before we get to the 2023 tape, obviously you guys are watching right now Caleb Williams run all over Texas at the University of Oklahoma during his freshman year, just showing off what he looked like as a true freshman. Did similar things with Jaden Daniels and players like that. Caleb Williams, you could make the argument, is one of the most talented quarterbacks, well, not even just quarterbacks, one of the most talented players in this entire draft. This young man has superstar potential. Like, this dude could literally be the face of a franchise for the next decade to 15 years. Like, Caleb Williams is a outstanding prospect. He has everything that you look for from the quarterback position, from his ball placement, his accuracy, to his arm strength, to his pocket mechanics, to his ability to create off script. He is the golden child as far as I have seen when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. The highest quarterback I've ever scouted, highest rated quarterback, I've ever scouted. The most impressive tape I've ever seen. Even over a guy like Joe Burrow, whose tape was pretty doggone awesome. But Caleb Williams was just a little bit better for me. I don't know if he's the best quarterback prospect, since like Andrew Luck or Joe Burrow or anything. That's too tough of a conversation. All three great players, all three, elite type traits. But make no mistake about it, Caleb Williams can definitely hold his own with those guys and anyone at the quarterback position. Caleb Williams, I'm just going to quickly read off of his scouting report. By the way, he's going crazy against Texas here in the Red River Showdown. But just letting that play, and I'm going to quickly read over his scouting report that you guys can read at the end of the video. Caleb Williams, the first thing you obviously want to get to is just the touch on throws, right? I mean, he can really put a different level of touch on the football that, simply put, other quarterbacks in this class cannot, consistently, I should say, right? Great improviser, as we all know, thrives off script, can make those accurate throws on the run going right or left. A dangerous runner when he takes off. He has, a mentality when he gets the ball and he's running it, like, it's either me or you. And he does not have any problem, running over people, or he, sometimes can get shifty and put a move on a defender in the open field. So very, 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 talented when it comes to what he does with the football in his hands. And the arm strength is effortless, man. I mean, as you guys are seeing on these outside of the number throws right now, that ball comes off that hand and it's not, it's not, it's not like wasted motion. It's not like overexertion. Like, the dude is flicking the ball outside and it looks effortless. It looks clean, looks crisp, right? It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful to see how he can throw the football, can get the ball wherever it needs to go. One of the weaknesses of Caleb Williams' game that I will exclusively talk about during this film session is ball security. Not only when the ball is being thrown, but also when he is trying to improvise and make great plays. He has a tendency at times to be careless with the football. But enough of, the dialogue. We have plenty of time for dialogue. This video is going to be well over 30 minutes. Let's get to the tape, right? Currently, we're looking at him throw the ball outside the numbers. And I want you guys to think of all the quarterbacks that we have done sessions on so far, right? Guys like Jaden Daniels, guys like Bo Nix, you could even go Spencer Rattler. You'll notice a lot of those guys, they really don't have that many throws outside the numbers. And as you transition, ironically, throws inside the numbers. The reason I bring that up is because to have those passes outside the numbers, you have to have a different level of arm strength. And Caleb Williams had, I believe, about 7 to 8 throws outside the numbers. And those were just the plays that I decided to include. There were a good 10 to 12 through the 5 or 6 games, whatever it is, that I cut up for this film session. I lost count because I cut so many. But Caleb Williams can really push the ball outside the numbers. And, while the hash marks at the college level are definitely wider than the NFL levels, you're wondering, Artie, why are you bringing that up? Well, it takes a different level of arm strength to get those passes out there consistently, right? And as you guys saw through the section of throws outside the numbers, you saw Caleb was getting that ball out, and it was crisp, man. It was putting a buttonhole on a button. It was putting a cross across the T. He was getting that ball to where it needed to be and getting it there on time. Here, like the patience here on this little, escape to the right here. I like that when Caleb does, go through his progressions, which he does. There are a lot of people who are saying on Twitter that Caleb Williams doesn't read his progressions. Yes, he does. You guys are seeing right here, he went through every read on the field and then decided to take a step outside to create, post snap. But I really like how Caleb, when it comes down to, play breaking down or whatever, he just seems, when he's kept clean, I'll say that when he's kept clean, he seems very, very cool, calm, and collected, right? Same thing that made me really fall in love with Bryce Young as a prospect last year is like when there's chaos going around, it seems like those great to elite quarterback prospects always find a way to be calm and cool and collected, like a CJ Stroud as well, in those situations. Really get a good look at the arm there. You see how he just flings that ball to the outside there? Man, that's a really, really tough throw, but a really good one to see. But yeah, so again, you see how the ball just jumps off his hand. That ability to just flick his wrist and just make any throw. I'm talking, regular throw, throwing it at a downward angle, side arm, like when he's rolling outside, he's got to contort his body but still keep his arms straight. Like Caleb Williams can make pretty much any throw on the field and do it accurately. And, I'm just going to come out and say it. I believe, he's going to go number 1 overall, like I believe most people do. And, it's not, tampering on my part to say, I think, with the offensive weapons that Chicago has put together the past year, I think that Caleb Williams could be extremely successful day one as a NFL prospect. Like when you have a rookie quarterback, right? The one thing that you want more than anything besides, him to be comfortable is him to have adequate weaponry around him. Because as this year showed, now I guess winning the Super Bowl kind of, taints that image a little bit. But as this year kind of showed during the regular season, even the great quarterbacks need weapons, right? Patrick Mahomes did not look the same this year, with, just Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Sky Moore and Rashee Rice. He didn't. But, with what Chicago has built, the last year or so, as we just look at just some 6 sidearm throws by Caleb Williams, just put this in, just to show the, the ability to throw the ball at different angles and all of that fun stuff. But back to what I was saying about Chicago, I think with the talent that they have put on that offense and what they're doing with that young defense, I think Chicago not only is going to have a chance to, really, really be good, But because of adding a quarterback this dynamic, I think they're really going to have a chance to compete in the NFC wildcard playoff picture come this season. We're getting into the winning within the pocket section of the film session. These are just plays where Caleb, buys time or extends the play, but stays within the infrastructure of the pocket to make them. A lot of times, I've seen a lot of people, again, a lot of references to a lot of people who aren't getting free clout off me. I'm not saying their names on here, but a lot of people have said that Caleb Williams has bad pocket mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to extending plays and improvising, it's really just him bailing from clean pockets. Have you guys once yet seen him bail from a clean pocket? I know it's technically the improvising from the pocket section, but as you guys are seeing, like, he's not bailing from a pocket. He's trying to stay within the framework of the pocket and remain a passer. Now, there are some plays later on where he does show off, that improvising ability outside the pocket. But these are good 4 to 5 plays of Caleb just staying within the constructs of the pocket and trying to make a play without, getting outside the pocket and, creating potential, turnover-worthy plays. Speaking of turnover-worthy plays, Lincoln Riley is a menace for calling this play. Why would you put your quarterback in a situation to essentially be a ball carrier and be in the open field where the defender can just blast him? But hey, it got a first down, so I guess that's all that matters. But yeah, the athleticism, right? Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Caleb Williams is a lot better athlete than he's given credit for. I mean, he played running back growing up before he made the transition to quarterback, and you can tell, right? You can tell in how he runs the football. He is extremely slippery. He breaks a lot of tackles. Like, not only does he break a lot of tackles, he also forces missed tackles. Like, he has this weird thing he does when he's running past someone where he high skips around them and keeps running. I guess it's a sign of disrespect or whatever. I don't know. But he has this really, really, really raw ability to make people miss in the open field. Like, you're going to see it right here. See how he freezes that defender and then spins off of the other. Like, you don't see many quarterbacks doing things like that. And more importantly, you don't see improvising quarterbacks do that, right? You not saying that Caleb Williams isn't a dual threat, because he absolutely is. But when you look at Caleb Williams, if you just looked at him before he even took a snap, you'd think, oh man, this guy can't take off on me. This guy isn't a threat on 3rd and 7, and he is. Yes, I mean, you saw in the Oklahoma tape, dude, in the first play of his college career, took it almost 60 yards to the house. This Caleb Williams is awesome, you guys. I'm trying not to sound like a rider or whatever the term is, but I mean, this tape is just so fun and so littered with so many, great plays and just great examples of, the traits and the true potential of this dude. Like, this dude literally could be the next great NFL quarterback we have in our league. And it's because of things like this, being able to pick up yardage like that on a broken play. This right here is nuts. I mean, you want to talk about circling the wagons. You want to talk about making it spin like a spiral. Like, how, as a defensive coordinator, how do you game plan for that? For a player that can literally do that, how do you game plan for that? Like, this is the element of, Caleb Williams improvising that, has, I guess, gotten, prospect fatigue or whatever. Like, do people forget that these are the types of plays that he can make? This is the example of the play I was talking about, where Caleb runs past the defender and does a little you can't get me. Like, it's just so funny the way he does that, and then he puts that defender on us. but yeah, Caleb Williams is an athlete, more than enough. More than enough as an athlete. I think that you can run, zone reads with him, as you guys have seen. You can use him as a zone read guy. You can use him as an RPO guy for sure, with his ability to throw the football. And, this is a good example of seeing him open it up a little bit, right? Had a play like this for Bryce Young last year on his film session, and just one for Caleb Williams as well, just to show you guys, like, hey, like, in the open field, what that, football speed looks like. And it looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty good. Now let's get into it, right? The bad plays. I think we have quite a few of them. Yeah, Caleb Williams definitely has an arm confidence problem. Like, Caleb Williams thinks that he can throw the ball anywhere, at any time, anyhow. And to be fair, if I had an arm like Caleb Williams, I probably would think that and feel that way and throw that way too. But at times, it definitely comes to bite him. And there's a lot of throws where, he's just forcing the ball. Sometimes he just flat out misses, which happens, right? No quarterback's perfect. No quarterback's going to every time get the throw on the money. Obviously, when it comes time to the big time throws, big time moments, you need to be able to make those every time. But, there are definitely some misses. There are definitely some throws, second quarter, third quarter up by 15, where he'll overshoot a defender, or overshoot a receiver, or he'll underthrow. Well, rarely underthrows, but he'll underthrow, a route like this here against Cal. It happens, but overall, he does have a confidence problem with his arm, because that arrogance of, I have elite arm strength, I can get this ball anywhere at any time. It's great until it's not. Right? Let's get to the ball security, because the ball security is a huge thing. One, here, he definitely should have been more aware of that blitzer coming. I mean, it's a good thing he held on to that one, because that could have been bad. But, all's fine and well when you're trying to create, trying to, make plays. But when it comes to that ball security, man, the ball is the most important thing you have on the football field, right? You have to secure it at all times, especially if you're going to, be trying to make plays and trying to scramble and trying to create, securing that ball and knowing when to, just throw it away or give yourself up or get to the ground, right? It's all very, very important. Or tuck it. It's all very, very important. And Caleb this year, really his whole career with the ball with fumbles, but this year really, really struggled with that. Obviously he did not have the best line. Let's get that out there right now. Caleb Williams did not have the best line protecting him. All right, that's pretty clear. He did not have the best line protecting him. But there were some times, there were some plays where he just trusted his arm and his ability to make plays too much. This is kind of an example here. You see he's drifting off his back foot, just floats that ball up there. And, you could say that the receiver could have made a better effort in trying to, make a play. And he could have. But at the end of the day, throwing off your back foot like that into pressure is never a good idea. Neither is this. This is the teach tape of, hey, like, what are you doing? You're trying to fit a ball into darn near triple coverage, right? Same thing here. I mean, obviously, at this point in the game, for context, against Notre Dame, they were down big already. He's trying to make a play to get his team back in the game. And in the process of scrambling, he just, again, forces the ball into double coverage. This one right here is the one, though. I mean, all right, you're improvising, you're scrambling, you got someone at the bottom of the screen, and what do? You chuck it all the way downfield into double coverage again. Now, as you guys are going to see, literally in a few moments, there are similar plays to this that result in either big-time throws or huge first downs or even touchdowns. but it is a factor. The ability to improvise is great, but it needs to be controlled. What also needs to be controlled is, the disrespect, right? A lot of people forget that this young man has accomplished all of these things, right? A Heisman as a sophomore, all the stats, all the accolades or whatever. And beyond that, he has the ability to make throws like this against Cal, right? I mean, this is absolutely putting the butter on the biscuit. Like, what a throw right here, right? What a throw. Between two defenders, what a throw. Right? Into the intermediate part of the session where we watch Caleb Williams throw some intermediate passes and see how they look. Another thing I'll say is, please stop with the narrative about Caleb Williams' passing mechanics. There is absolutely nothing wrong with Caleb Williams' passing mechanics. As you guys are seeing, like 1, 2, 3, again, going through all of his reads and finding the back, splitting the defense there. Like, the narratives about Caleb Williams have gone berserk. Like, you guys are hating at this point. You're hating. The same people that will watch this video and will say I'm writing are the same people who make these outlandish claims and try to, I guess, tear down not a perfect prospect, but a great prospect. Like, Caleb Williams, all he has done his entire career is make plays. And didn't we just do this? I mean, we'll get to his comp later, but didn't we just do this with his comp? And you see how his career is turning out so far. So yeah, I would just cool on my boy Caleb a little bit. But anyway, off the dialogue for right now. Back to the tape, right? Back to the intermediate throws. Caleb Williams, when it comes to throwing the ball, especially over the middle of the field, he has an ability to just anticipate throwing windows like no one else in this class really can. The reason that is such an important thing for the next level is because a lot of the damage done in the NFL is done over the middle, right? You have your 50-50 balls, you have your wide open touchdowns, but if you cannot succeed in throwing over the middle, then you really won't succeed in the NFL at all as a passer. You've got to be able to throw in the middle of the field. You've got to be able to hit those slants. You've got to definitely be able to hit those seam balls. And Caleb Williams can really, really do that. But this is the part of the film session where we try to just let the tape talk for itself. And we just, go play for play, because this is the part of the film session where we will let Caleb show us what improvising out of the pocket looks like. And it's some of the best tape you're gonna see us put out this cycle. Caleb Williams improvising outside the pocket is when it ends in the right result is just beautiful, right? Look at how he's telling the receiver, come back to the ball. Right? Similar thing here. Rolling out to his right. Throwing on the money on the move to the receiver. I mean, just a flat out dime. Throwing on the move is already hard. But throwing on the move accurately is even harder. And he is running full speed and just winds up and fires that ball to the receiver. Here, has pressure, decides to spin out to the left. And while spinning out to his left, finds Brendan Rice there for the first down. And just look, once he turns around, right, once he spins, look at when he throws the football. His body is not even square. Just a flick of the wrist, his body's not even square, and it's perfect. This right here is just, I mean, What do you say to a play like that? That's like his comp stuff, you know? I mean, okay. I guess I'll go ahead and spoil the comp. The comp for Caleb Williams is Patrick Mahomes. I know you can call me lazy, you can say I'm generic, whatever. That's what I see. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. And I mean, these are literally the types of plays that Patrick Mahomes makes, every game, basically. Every game. And for Caleb, the exciting thing, right, is Caleb Williams is a better athlete than Patrick Mahomes. So when it comes to, the read option stuff and when it comes to the RPOs, they're even more deadly because Caleb is even more of a threat to run. This is a very dangerous play. Now, I put this in here because it was pretty awesome to see, but kids, do not do that at home. Like, if you're going out of bounds, do not throw the ball back into the middle of the field. I should have put that in the bad play section, but honestly, it was just such a cool play in a completion. I don't even care. It's going on here. But yeah, again here, play breaks down, has to scramble to his left, and again, right, he's just so calm, so cool and collected, and fires that ball to Taj Washington there, and it's 6. Again, his ability to throw, off platform, right? His ability to throw, when his feet aren't set, when his, base is unaligned. It just makes it so much harder to account for him as a defensive coordinator, as a defensive player, because you could be literally like right in his grill. As you guys are going to see later, when he faces a little bit of pressure, he could be right in his grill, and it just doesn't matter. He just has the ability to flick his wrist and throw beautiful passes downfield like this. Like, this is good defense by Oregon. This is good defense. He waits, scrambles to the right. He just fires a ball like 40 yards in the air downfield to Dorian Singer. Like, as a defender there, what can you do? What can you do? Same thing here, right? In the pocket. All right, it's time for me to get out. Whoop! Get off of me. And finds Brendan Rice in the end zone for a touchdown. Like, as a defender, when it comes to that second reaction play by the quarterback, it is so hard for any defensive back to guard a receiver longer than 4 seconds. This is, I think, like 8 seconds. Like, eventually someone's going to get open. Get into a little bit of the red zone here. You see the ability to fire the ball, with different things going around him, at his feet, in his face, things of that nature. Red zone is very, very tough and very, very underrated about playing quarterback, because we get to the red area, guess what? Those zones get tighter. You know what I'm saying? The defenders have, a shorter area to, be physical and all of that stuff. So, red zone is very tough, and Caleb, he did pretty good in the red zone from the tape that I saw. He did pretty good there. But enough of that, right? Let's end the session the right way, and let's talk about the deep ball, because again, Caleb Williams' arm talent is simply amazing. And he throws a very, very pretty deep ball. Now, he's not the best deep ball thrower in this class, right? You got guys like Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix. You got some guys that really can put that thing out there. But Caleb Williams is one of the most accurate when it comes to deep ball. He is very, very accurate with it. Like, he put that in a bucket. I mean, that you can't throw the ball better than that, right? Just some more off-platform throws deep. Like, the ability to, I cannot stress this enough, the ability to throw the ball from any platform, from any base, from any spot on the field. It's just such a chess piece for an offense. RPO here. Set, drop, put the ball right in, in the face of the pass catcher, easy catch for him. Like, his ability to throw the ball deep is truly effortless, and it's a testament to his arm strength, and also it's a testament to his mechanics again. Whoever created that narrative that Caleb Williams has bad passing mechanics, like, I urge you to watch this video. And if you still feel that way, then you just need to go back to the drawing board and learn how to scout football players, because Caleb Williams' passing mechanics is fine, and honestly, his deep ball is amazing. Taking a look here at Caleb Williams' scouting report. You guys can read at your own leisure. I've already read it to you. Here's a look at Caleb Williams' career stats. You see the 2021 season in Oklahoma, his freshman season, and the last 2 years at SC. And yes, indeed, I did. The comp for Caleb Williams is none other than Patrick Mahomes. And come on, man, you know I had to show some Patrick Mahomes tape. Come on, man. What did you think this was? You thought we were going to have a whole Caleb Williams video and I wasn't going to throw some Patrick Mahomes tape in here so I can show you the stark, resemblance and similarities between these two, very, 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 very good quarterbacks? Like, man, come on now. Like, I wish there was a way I could edit this. There probably is, and I'll do it another time later on down the line as we grow the business here at Film is Art. But I could just show these guys next to each other on film. Because the similarities are very staggering. Like, okay, Caleb isn't 6'3". All right, okay, Caleb, if you ran a 40, probably wouldn't run a 4'9". Well, Pat run a 4'8", 4'9", same thing. But there are some true similarities in how they play the game and how they see the game, right? The improvisation, the ability to make plays like this, to make the defense pay, on like third downs and stuff like that. The ability to just, get upfield and get yardage that way, right? The arm strength, the ability to throw the ball off platform from any platform, the gutsiness, knowing when it's time to make a play, being willing to put it all on your shoulders. Literally, Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams are darn near identical as far as play style, as far as mentality, as far as overall ability. I would like to caution people that thinks, oh, he's the better version of Patrick Mahomes. Hold up. Let's not do that. But if Caleb Williams reaches his ceiling, Patrick Mahomes is definitely a player that Caleb Williams could definitely play at the level of, if he does reach, his potential. I mean, even the way, they throw the football, obviously Pat's got a, longer wind up. I believe he's got longer arms. But even some of the ways they deliver the football, extremely similar. See how Pat's just staring down the barrel, right? They're throwing a kitchen sink at him. Doesn't matter. It's easy completion. Again here, showing a little bit of the improvisation skills. See, once Pat gets outside, he's looking to remain a passer for as long as he can, right? Because you just never know if someone's going to break open late for you and make the play. And there, someone did, defeats the rush. I remain a passer. See the vision there to fire the ball there to Watson. And then plays like this, right? It's the plays you can't account for, sprint out left, throwback right. Got to get that ball up and over the safety where they don't have a chance to, pick it off. And Pat does that. That's going to do it, man. If you like this video, please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. Have a blessed